Do you think people should need to take those things like mushroom or psychedelics
Um,
or LSD to experience God?
I mean, the New Age scene always talks about you need to try that to
Yeah.
come to God.
Yeah.
Without that, you can't see Him. Through drugs, we feel much more. And also we have more illusions
Yeah.
where we live.
Yeah.
God showed me the demons then, and what is good and what is right, but still we're getting more confused through that.
Yeah.
I think we see enough if we see God how He is,
Yeah.
trying to stay clear.
Tim, I am great.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah, a little nervous still.
Oh man, I remember that when we were talking, we are like, no, we can't do this. That we have to prepare better. But I think it's the best thing because it just shows that it's not about you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about you. It's all about Jesus. So the day that you said like, oh no, like I think we should reschedule and do it another day so that we can prepare better. You know, that like gave me calmness, and then it gave you so much calm, and like you feel so ready now to
Yeah.
share your story, and it's because you're more prepared. Tell us a little bit about you, like who are you? Tell them your name and everything.
Okay, also I'm Anna. Yeah, I'm from Kaiserslautern. I'm 27 years old. Was born and raised here. Yeah, I'm Christian since 1.5 year.
Wow. Yeah.
And wasn't raised in a Christian family. Yeah, so
Okay.
grew up in the world and yeah, turned to Christ
Yeah.
on a trip.
Yeah. And you were into doing like New Age.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I have been into New Age. I guess it was 4 years.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah.
4 years of your life?
Yeah.
What age did you start?
I think it was when I was 22, 23.
Wow.
Yeah, 23. Yeah.
So tell a bit about how you grew up and like a perception of God in your life.
So when I was a teenager, we moved to the countryside. I moved to my mother, and she married my stepfather. Yeah, they both were dealing with drugs.
Oh wow.
And yeah, also I had friends then, they were just drinking, and so it was, so I didn't had a perception of peaceful life because it was hard for me to figure out that they were dealing and that they taking drugs.
Oh.
They didn't told me. I just
You found out
yeah,
later
I
on?
found out, yeah.
Okay.
Through all these years, and it was a shock for me.
But did you find out about it when you grew up? That's when you found out?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, right.
And how did that affect you?
It broke my heart because I couldn't believe that they were doing it, because still I didn't do that. I
Yeah.
didn't want to do that anyways. Still I know that.
Yeah.
Or before also. But I did it then years after.
Okay.
Yeah, and that time I was shocked and couldn't believe that there is no control about it, and nobody controls. I thought nobody controls here.
Yeah.
Like nobody taking care of the whole situation, so I need to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I switched into a role of taking care of all the stuff they made, and yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, and how did your perception of God in that time was?
There were times when I thought about him. I knew that there was a God, but still I didn't believe that he is real. I also sometimes I thought when I was crying a lot, it was like a prayer. God, if you're there, I couldn't see you, and still I could not believe in you. How could a God be there? That's what I'm talking to myself then. How could a God be there when everything happens like it happens now?
Yeah.
And yeah, then I was sure there is no God.
Oh
Of course,
wow.
there's no God.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, I thought I'm just I just have a good idea of God,
Okay.
and I thought if you will turn and getting older, and then you need to accept that there is no God.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because adults don't believe in God.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's what you thought
yeah,
back then.
yeah.
Okay. With all the stuff that was happening with your parents, like after you found out, is that when it led to like your depression, anxiety, and
Right.
like the pain and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know about that a little bit.
Yeah, when I was 14 or maybe earlier, I started to think about everything, like in a bad way. I have
Okay.
lots of lies in my head and was so anxious and depressed, and also my the people in my class, they said you were not laughing since 1 year. What's wrong? But I was catched in all these things and in the depression, and still that never went away.
Mm.
It was just getting deeper and deeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I joined in the drugs and alcohol and everything else then.
And what age was that in?
I mean, alcohol was starting with 12.
Mm.
Drink as much as I can,
Yeah.
and drugs were starting with 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that like the reason why you turned to those things is because you found out that your parents was using it? Why do you think you turned to those things at that time?
I think when I was 12, also with in the age of 17 with the drugs, I think we tried to deal with our pain.
Mm.
Yeah.
What pain were you experience at that time?
You mean with 12 or?
12 and then 17.
Hmm. I couldn't found a sense in life.
Mm-hmm.
There were no sense for me because,
Like purpose?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
purpose. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There was no purpose for me to be there because I didn't had any answer for that. I mean, I know my family, I thought my family need me
Uh-huh.
and I need to take care of them, but there wasn't enough. When my mother died or suicided herself when I was 18,
Oh wow.
I was remembered that there was never the purpose to be there just for my family.
Mm.
There need to be something else, because when she died, I didn't had any purpose left. There was nothing anymore. So
Okay.
I started searching then, and yeah.
Into the world?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that when you went to India and you started experimenting on other things? Is that right after your mom?
No, but 3 years after my mom died, I went to India.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Did
4 years.
Okay, 4 years.
Yeah.
How did that affect you? Your mom's suicide, like when you found out, was it because of drugs or
Yeah.
yeah,
I think the drugs, but
depression?
yeah, everything. Like she was really out of herself, I would say.
Mm.
I think also full of sin. I mean, she
Mm.
carried a lot of things on her back, and she couldn't found the way out.
Okay.
There was just coming problems and more problems, more problems. I mean, with the police, everything you can, imagine. There was a lot of things where she went into and couldn't found out. And
Mm.
I think also we need God to humble, and she didn't had him. So
Mm.
she was, of course, full of pride and
She was lost,
yeah, yeah,
confused.
yeah.
Yeah. So after 3 years, you said after you started, okay, now I need to figure out my life. I need to figure out what is true.
I think it still starts when she died. So
Okay.
I moved away then and
Mhm.
traveled a lot, made an apprenticeship
Mhm.
in Munich, and
Okay. Tell us about that. Like how did that journey to India change your perspective on life.
Yeah, so when my mom died, I tried to figure out what is the purpose. My father turned to Christ maybe like 3 years before my mother died. But I wasn't sure if that is the right way. I didn't thought about, oh yes, he's right, or he has the good way. I really thought that I need to observe it a bit more. And yeah, so I tried to figure out on my own. Yeah, tried to search for answers for healing. I think that was the biggest part I searched for.
Okay.
And when I was in India and I worked there in the slum area
Okay.
with the kids there, and I was in a group of people that are doing the same, I recognized that I still have trauma. I still couldn't carry all these exercises I have in my all-day life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits me all the time, the trauma. It was all about the trauma.
You couldn't sleep. You couldn't do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, it was always there when I was going to the slum. Try to be a good person, to help them, to be happy
Yeah.
and motivated. I was always thinking about, I play a role. It's
Yeah.
not, I'm not happy. I couldn't bring them anything.
Yeah.
Really, nothing than just a fake smile.
Wow.
And that was hitting me all the time. I was so confused about it and depressed, and I went sick. I was also physical sick.
Oh, physically sick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought about it all the time. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I went to the hospital and they told me, okay, stay in bed. And they
Wow.
gave some vaccinations, everything.
Medication.
Yeah.
Wow.
But still, it don't turn to better.
Yeah.
And
It just
then,
kept getting worse.
yeah, just getting worse all the time.
Yeah.
And the kids were asking, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? And I couldn't go back because I was so sick and was always with my thoughts and the trauma
Wow.
all the time.
With trauma with your parents
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was there were lots of stuff happening then when I was
Yeah.
a teenager.
Okay.
And that was always coming back. And there was the first time when I searched in the web what I should do if I want to prevent trauma and to work on it. And then I went fluently into New Age. Because that was the first time when I thought about something, that we are something more than just the body. So
Wow.
yeah, then I started with meditation because I saw a sense in there. That was the first time that I listened to this voice. There's something more, and you need to calm yourself down. You need to open the space in yourself to connect to Mother Earth or to the universe.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was what I'm trying then for the first time. So I meditated 1 hour in the morning, one in the middle of the day, and 1 hour in the evening. And still, after I did it always.
Every day?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
There were a lot of changings then through that, because I mentioned that I recognize people now. I recognize how they communicating, or before I couldn't see anyone really clear.
Yeah.
I just had my eyes on me and on my trauma. That
Yeah.
was always, everything was about trauma.
Okay.
But through meditation, I started to see, have a bigger
Picture
yeah, right.
of life.
Yeah. And that was so catching that I went more deeper into it. And the problem was, it didn't last.
Wow.
And there was always, if I started new practice, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's for yoga, first time, the first 2 weeks or 4 weeks, everything was good. It was like
Perfect.
wonder. Yeah.
You felt good.
Yeah.
You felt like you were getting relieved with your stress.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And now I have the solution. I always thought I have the solution now. But still, it went away after maybe like 2 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you search for something else, going deeper into it. And yeah, that's what the devil do.
Yeah. Like through this searching, what did you end up like finding? Like, did you experience anything while you were doing meditation, doing the yoga? Did you find something at the time? I know that you said that later on you needed to keep searching. So like when you first started doing yoga and or meditation, a lot of people, they tend to, oh, this is the way now. Like I figured it out, feel good, but it's a lie. It's just the devil in your head telling
Yeah.
us, okay, no, this is like you don't need anything else. Don't search for no other thing. Don't know God. Like you can be your own God. You can find your own peace. At that time, first, like the people that are listening, like what are the lies that you
Okay.
felt inside of you? You know.
I think there were lots of self-love.
Mm.
It was pushing self-love really much. So I thought, like, I am my own God. I am the healer. I need to learn to be the healer again. I forgot about my divine nature. Like,
Oh, define.
yeah. I really thought that I am the one who need to work myself out, and I could do that. I just need to practice more and more, try to get clearer, healer, and pure,
Yeah.
and then everything will be good,
Yeah.
like magic.
Yeah.
But everything is on me.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
It was something that you needed to do for your life.
Yeah, just me.
Did that include like you having to get rid of things in your life, people, remove people from your life?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a good point because that was a big thing to remove bad people. I didn't know that, or I didn't want to know that I'm a sinner. I just thought others are sinners because I saw them as a sinner
Yeah.
and not myself. I just saw the bad personalities in them or bad aspects in them, but I couldn't see it in me. So I need to, and all the people were told me, oh, you're so nice, you're kind, and yeah. And the people are trying to push your pride, you know? Like the New Age people are always talking to each other like, oh, you're so kind. Yeah, you're so pure. And yeah, you need to leave the other people behind. And that turned to that you are turning away from your own family and friends. All the people that need you because God sent you there. He wanted to work with you in this circle.
this area.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You push yourself out of that because you said, oh no, that's not my working space because I need to feel good. That always was about feeling good.
So did you ever get to that point that you said, okay, I'm not gonna worry about my family anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my friends. I'm gonna stop caring about those people that actually love me.
Yeah.
That ended up you had to do those kind of stuff to find yourself.
Yeah, to get
know?
purer.
Yeah.
Yeah, to avoid all these people, to avoid these exercises.
Wow.
And to avoid the negative energy of them.
Yeah. Wow. What do you think?
That's heartless.
It is. It is very. So like, what do you think that people need to do to avoid that?
You mean in the New Age?
Yeah. What do you think they need to do to get away from that kind of mindset? Yeah.
I think the best opportunity is to pray to God that He help us to get a bigger view. I mean, if Jesus resets us and turn us, we get a new mindset. So still he need to do that. And when we can see that we are also a sinner, I think to focus also on what the Bible says we are sinners too.
Yeah.
Everyone is a sinner, and everyone needs forgiveness for all they done. If we focus on that, I think that's the best opportunity, because if I always think that I am pure, of course I try to keep myself clean. Then I couldn't be with sinners anymore.
Yeah.
But if I stay away from everyone, then I end up alone. That's what sin does. It brings us so far away from community.
Community.
We
Yeah.
need community because we are humans, and God made us like this.
For real.
And I think, to pray and to want to see that.
You need change.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just humble yourself
Yeah.
to know
True.
that, oh, I am a broken person.
True.
Yeah. I think also, like, just understanding of, like, okay, a lot of people, they pray to God. If you ask maybe like a Muslim or any other religion, they're gonna say like, oh, I'm praying to God. I pray to God. That God is not the one true God. And they're praying to this false gods, little g. So I think it's important to understand that when those people that are lost in those areas in life, that are trying to seek this happiness, this love that they can't get from people, they can't get from, money, cars, women, or anything like that, like or like going out to parties. Like you said, you're gonna constantly just keep trying to find more, and it's gonna be an unending search.
Yeah.
But then the ones that understand that, like, okay, I am a broken person. God, reveal yourself to me, and understand that, like, okay, when you're searching for God, try to see, okay, let me see what the Bible is saying. What did Jesus do for us in the cross?
Yeah.
Because that is our true happiness. That is what cleanses our sin and humbles us.
Yeah.
He's the only one that is able to humble us. Without him, it's just going to be like an unending search every
Yeah.
single day.
True.
I just mentioned it in my last podcast about like people that is trying to find comfort and peace and dealing with trauma and stuff like that. They go to counseling, which I think it's an amazing thing. It helps a lot of people, and it helps me. But if your counselor isn't being mentioning the love of Jesus, putting the Jesus in the middle,
Right.
then it's just gonna be like a conversation that you're having with another person, and them telling you like, hey, just go do this exercise, go practice this thing, go do this and that. But it's gonna be something that, okay, I need more. I need more exercises. I need more medicine. It's just gonna be this and this. And
True.
when Jesus is the only one that can cure, so like if the counselor is putting exercises that is leading to go practice this so you can get closer to God, to Jesus, so that so we can be more like him every single day. And because Jesus is pure, he's the only one that was sinless. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add about that?
No, it's just fully true.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about all the time in the last months, because I think if we also as Christian, we should focus on Jesus all the time and trying to fight for that.
Yeah.
Because we can lose also the view on Jesus as Christians. Of course, we are still humans and sinners. When we are preaching the gospel, it's not easy to do that. Of course, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But still keeping an eye on him and fighting for that. In the last months, I developed to love it, to fight for that.
Wow.
Before, I was always so burning out because I thought I couldn't do that. I went in a role like I'm not the daughter of God. I don't know, the side person or something much lower.
He didn't really care about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not true. I
Yeah.
mean, he turned me to be his daughter,
Wow.
to realize that,
Yeah.
and that he changed my life. Of course he did,
Yeah.
because he was saying it.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I could fight, and I should love it to fight for him.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and that what he develops in the
Mhm.
last months in my mindset, to turn that,
Mm-hmm.
to keep an eye on Jesus and fight for that, to leave it there, and always new, every day new, have a new view on him,
Yeah.
trying to seek him every
Yeah.
day, every day,
Wow.
without pause. Yeah, pause, without pause.
Without pause.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for real. I think I think that's like super important. It's like the most important thing. It's just if we let that one thing dictate like our life, like, oh, I messed up in this, but then we uh, we stop seeking him that one, that just that little bit.
Yeah.
It's like if life just feels off,
Mhm.
you know, when the moment that you accept Jesus in your life, like when you take him out, if you start focusing on other things above him, life just falls apart, like literally.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Of course.
And I wish people can understand that. You know, that's why I'm so, when I speak about it, it's like I'm passionate. Like I speak at work all the time with people. I try to tell them about the love of Jesus, because if they just knew about this love, they would never want it to turn away. Even if they did sin, like they turn to Jesus, but he Jesus doesn't expect us just to miraculously change our life. We're gonna might sin again, like we're gonna continue because it's a development.
Yeah.
But it's about like, okay, I'm gonna have a different mindset. I'm gonna want to change for God. So yeah, and
True.
yeah, with the new age, you moved to India. What kind of things did you experience in India? With like, did you ever experience like any paranormal activity there, like demonic things that while you were practicing the new age?
Yeah, of course. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
I knew then the word of white magic, and
What is that?
it's like if you call it black magic or dark magic, you would know that sounds weird.
Oh,
that
that's
sounds
like-
like occultism.
Yeah.
But if you call it in the new age, you call it white magic. So it
Wow.
sounds so pure, so
That is
clear. So
wild. So
yeah.
they just switched
they
it
sell
up.
it.
They sell it.
Or Satan sells himself as the white angel. That's what's standing in the Bible.
That is wow.
Yeah. So he wouldn't. Nobody would accept him if he came through. Here's the demon, the dark
Yeah.
demon. Nobody would accept him
That is
as
crazy.
that. Yeah. So he sells himself as the white angel, or yeah, it's like white magic.
Yeah.
And I mean, still we are seeking for things like that because we are sinner. We're searching for all the bad things. I mean, white magic, that sounds so pure and harmless. And then, in all the meditations I had, I experienced a lot of healing inside of my body.
Mm-hmm.
That was really weird because I felt like something is going out of me, or is something what was broken
Yeah.
is healed again, and I really felt it. It was
Like
in my body.
Yeah.
It wasn't just something I thought about. I really felt it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and still, I think after 2 years or 3 years in New Age,
Yeah.
I had a situation when everything went so dark, and I fell into a deep depression.
Yeah.
There was no boundaries anymore that can hold me. I felt really deep. I saw a lot of blood, and I wanted to die. So there was a lot of suffering on that evening. And
What do you mean you saw a lot of blood? You were
Like-
imagining?
Yeah.
It was a vision?
Yeah, like
Okay.
this. I couldn't move, and I couldn't stop it.
Oh.
I was just sawing all the blood, but I couldn't. I wanted to kill myself, but I couldn't move. That was the problem. I searched for a knife, but couldn't found it, because I couldn't move with my body. So I was laying for hours, and just suffered a lot. Then I fell into sleep after. I don't know.
Like you were at home
Yeah,
while
I
this
was
was
at home.
happening? So while you were at home, you just fell into this stage of like you just froze, like you just started experiencing these visions, that like terrifying visions of like, why are you thinking these kind of stuff?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like telling you like, oh, you should kill yourself or something?
Yeah. But it was my own voice, so I always thought I wanted. I wanted to die because I don't want to suffer anymore. And I mean, I had these evenings a lot of times in my life, but that was different. It was so deep.
Yeah.
I think I never had it that deep. And that was the first time when I fell into sleep then. When I woke up, I had this out-of-body experience. When I really woke up after that, I started to cry.
Wow.
And in that time I had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
He was laying beside of me, and he was saying, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I said, I was out of my body. I was out of my body. I was out of my body. And he said, oh, girl, that's just energy. You don't need to freak out. It's just energy.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about, oh, nothing happens. Okay, so that is good. Is it good? Yes, of course it is good.
Yeah.
I should live because I have a sense in life. I should search for these Erfahrung, experience.
Experiences.
And I should figure out how to do that more often and to help people with that, to find their own soul, I don't know, and to guide them. And I mean, can you see the pride is switching everything? Our pride is...
It was all about you?
Everything was about me. That was the time I decided to stay in life because of this. Because I wanted to make more out of me, out of my life. But I didn't include God in that. And that is so disgusting.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah. Like you trying to be your own God?
You just, I just
Selfish?
just wanted to live because I'm selfish.
Yeah.
And that was all my motivation to go on.
Yeah.
For the next 4 months. And then I felt deep again.
Into the depression?
Yeah, and then always the pride was working me out of that for the next 4 months.
Wow. Did you ever get into a place again that you tried to, do anything to harm yourself? Did you ever? I think you had mentioned you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sometimes it was just one time really hard when I was in this deep situation.
Yeah.
And in this, I don't know, it was really physical. I shaked. And always had the thoughts of killing myself.
Yeah.
Couldn't sleep. And I get really crazy through that.
Yeah.
If you have this for hours,
Yeah.
you will turn crazy.
Yeah.
Or you think you will turn crazy. And then I started to cut myself because my mind was telling always, cut yourself. You can't go to sleep if you don't do that.
Yeah.
You couldn't sleep. I know you couldn't sleep if you don't do that. You need to do that, then you can sleep.
Yeah.
You know that. And after hours, I did that. Did it just on the legs because I knew nobody would see it on the legs.
Wow.
Yes, it's so crazy. But the craziest thing is after that you're so
calm.
Yeah, calm. You feel so comfortable after that you can sleep then. But
Wow.
that is the I mean, that's what demons and Satan try also to
make you want to think.
Yeah.
That's like okay. It's like do this and then you're gonna get the peace you want.
Right. That's all about New Age. I mean, you always try to do something deeper and deeper and deeper, but it just helped for hours, sometimes just
Yeah.
weeks,
Yeah.
but it will never help through
Your pain,
yeah, or you will never found peace or
everlasting peace.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, I've heard many stories of people saying exactly that. It's, you know, the enemy or the new age. You know, they say, oh, do this thing, whatever it is you need to do. Get rid of your family. Get rid of your nice things. Get rid of this, or do this. Do this to this person.
Mm-hmm.
With like, especially with like stuff with like voodoo, like that's a big one. Like if they say that, oh, do this harmful thing, like when there's like puppets that
Mm-hmm.
which is voodoo. It's you play with it and you put some kind of curse on someone else. So then when you're basically telling the devil like, hey, I want to put a curse on this person. I want you, whatever I do to this thing, this voodoo puppet or whatever. I don't know what it's called. I don't even know what it's called, but I wanted it to happen to that person. New Age is just exactly like that. It tells you to do some kind of thing, and it'll bring you this kind of peace,
Yeah.
but it's just temporary,
Mm-hmm.
and then you need to
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah. Jesus is the only one who really turned it
Yeah.
because he can. He's the
Wow.
only one that can turn it. And he makes us free to have a new life, and
Yeah.
we will have everlasting life then.
Yeah.
It's not about this life anymore. With Satan, with our sin, everything is about this life.
Yeah.
Everything is about an ending story.
Mm.
But Jesus, he talks about everlasting
Wow.
story.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy
Mm-hmm.
when I think about all of this.
Yeah. He tells us that we will endure pain in this life, but he will give us a way out.
Yeah.
You know, he gives us the answer to the test.
Yes.
You know, he says that we will be persecuted in this world, but we're so in love with Jesus that there is nothing that can hurt us.
Yes.
You know, like I just had something that's happened to me at work. It was a very serious thing that I did, and I could have gotten in trouble for it. The whole time that I did it, God was speaking to me at that time. He was saying to me like, "Don't worry about it.
Mm.
I know you're hurting right now." Like I was crying too. The whole time he was bringing the peace that I needed. I wasn't turning to what I was doing wrong. I wasn't turning to like what is wrong with me, like telling me like what is wrong with me, why am I like doing, why did I do this? It was just God telling me like, oh, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's gonna be all right. I'm here with you. I'm here for you. Going to give you the peace that you need. Just remember to seek me at all times.
Yes.
You know.
True.
Yeah, every single day.
Yeah, especially if we are his kids.
Mm-hmm. So, what is probably the craziest thing that you experienced in the new age that you think people need to know?
Yeah, I think that was the out of body experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't want to sell it as a good thing
Mm-hmm.
or as a thing that people need to experience because it's not good. It wasn't something good.
Yeah.
Because it pushes your pride into I don't know where. And still, of course, God can turn you. I think also Christians sometimes search for supernatural things
Mm-hmm.
or to feel God in an amazing way and to see Him with the eyes.
Yeah.
I think we all have these wishes to
Yeah.
see Him with our eyes, to feel Him
Mm-hmm.
and to be trusted in His arms. But I don't think that the seeking through a feeling will bring us close into His arms. It brings us far, far away from Him.
Wow.
And that's why I'm always trying to tell people you should not seek through that.
Mm-hmm.
We should seek through Him and what He says. I mean, He is the Word. He
Wow.
said He is the Word.
Amazing. Wow.
Of course. Then we should seek the Word.
Yeah.
Seek Him and find trust in that. And it's
Wow.
a sense that is much bigger than the eye,
Yeah.
much bigger than our ears, much bigger than the skin.
Yeah.
It's another sense. It's a sense of believing.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That is true. That is so beautiful. He's the only one that we ever need.
Yeah.
And so, do you think that like these people that are searching for these supernatural, you said that you had gotten into like psychedelics, like mushrooms?
I never tried
Oh no, okay,
mushrooms.
okay,
Never.
okay.
No, just had I don't know what it was. I think it was LSD. I don't had much experience with that.
Mm-hmm.
So just a few times and yeah.
Do you think people should need to take those things like mushroom, like psychedelics,
Um
or LSD to experience God? No.
no, of
Yeah.
course not. No, I think I mean, the New Age scene always talks about you need to try that to
Yeah.
come to God.
Yeah.
Without that, you can't see Him. But
Yeah.
that's just
It's one of the
that's
lies.
yeah, of course, big lies.
Mm-hmm.
Because we starting to come to I mean, through drugs, we feel much more. And also we have more illusions
Yeah.
where we live.
Yeah.
We think that's the real world, what we see then.
Yeah.
Everything is real, like
Mm-hmm.
colorful, and God show me the demons then, and what is good and what is right, but still we're getting more confused through that.
Yeah.
I think we see enough if we see God
Mm-hmm.
how He is,
Yeah.
trying to stay clear and trying to see the fight where we live. I mean, we live in a world that is full of fight. It is a war here. It's not just, oh yeah, everything. I have my couch, I have my TV, I have my job, I also, the Christians, I read the Bible,
Yeah.
I have my community, I have my friends, but still we living in a war. And I think if we honest, we can recognize that every day.
Yeah.
That we should stay clear. Also our mind should stay clear.
Yeah.
And we can stay clear because Jesus is clear.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend that like not too long ago, maybe a few months ago, that he became a Christian, and he always wanted to experience psychedelics because of the things he's heard that it like clears your mind, it brings you to understanding reality better. So he said, "Oh, now that I'm a Christian, if I do psychedelics or mess around with these drugs, that is gonna help me get into this other state of mind. It's gonna help me to experience God in different ways more than us human reality." That's something that I was talking to him about. I was like, man, do you think God really wants you to go towards these things? Like, you need another gateway to know who He is, to search His love. So, like, someone that doesn't use psychedelics, so do they experience God less than someone that does use? No, we can all experience Him the same way, and the only thing we need to do is call out to Him. Call out to Him and say, Lord, I am broken. I need help. I need this love that the Bible is telling me, and there's no one else. Like I've been trying to find. For anyone that's like listening, you know, like that is not gonna help you get closer to God.
Yeah.
It's actually gonna get you more distance away from Him, because you're gonna start thinking that, okay, if I take psychedelics, you're gonna start experiencing some like paranormal things. Like you're gonna start seeing some weird thing like demons, and you're gonna be like, wow, like God is showing me a lot of things right now. This is like like God is showing me something that other people is not seeing. Yeah. So they're gonna think, oh, I need to keep doing this so I can experience Him even deeper, and that leads to other kind of drugs and some other stuff.
Yeah, that's where sin stop. It don't stop there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it leads us to death. To death.
Yeah.
And where death is pain, of course.
Yeah. And it's like it's really sad that the devil manipulates our mind like that. He makes us think that something good is something that like it's good, like we're doing something right, but it's going completely against God's desire for our lives.
True.
Yeah. He makes us make decisions that it's like you have to choose between this and this, and the decision that sometimes it's like we think it's the right decision, but it's the wrong decision.
Yeah.
You know, I think that people need to know that there is no other way
Mm-hmm.
to God. If somebody says that, like, oh, if you do this, you experience God more, then you lost reality of what it means to have a relationship with Jesus. Because the only thing we need is to call out to Him.
Yeah.
You know, we just need Him. He's the only one that can give us that peace and love that we've been seeking.
Also the will, right?
Yeah.
Because when you were talking, I thought about it's also said that we enter these manipulation. I mean, we want the manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also so sad because if that wouldn't be there, we could always be with him or
Mhm.
we could always do good things, but we want to do the bad things.
Yeah.
If we don't have Jesus, how should we change?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have the will to change because
Mhm.
we are always seeking for bad things
Yeah.
through our nature
Yeah.
and through our heart.
Did you ever go into like India, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, India. Last time I was speaking to Inga, she said that she went to like this woman's retreat and she experienced some very crazy things there. That like people got possessed and they started turning from like away from their families. Like they were no longer interested. Like they were married women, and then they turned away from those things and they actually started to one. They thought that like, oh, now I'm interested in women, like because of like the ceremonies that they were having there. Did you ever get into any kind of things like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I had the same situation but without any ceremony, so
Mm-hmm.
I just could figure out it on myself. I was living with a girl there in
Yeah.
India. I mean, there was a lot of people around us, and I just say that because I know that it could be good to show how Jesus changed me.
Yeah.
There was a girl and we were talking always because I was sick and were in the bed and couldn't get up, and I was so depressed, and she was always coming to my bed. She was talking to me. We were friends. Yeah, having a good relationship.
Yeah.
And after months, she asked me about what is there between us.
Mm.
And I thought about and said, what do you mean? And she
Mhm.
said, do you feel something for me? Or
Mhm.
yes, no? And I said, I was so unsure because I thought, no,
Yeah.
not really, but still, what do you want to that I can tell you? And she went away and she was really sad about it.
Yeah.
And then I recognized, it seems like I broke her heart.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, she went away and I started to meditate
Mm-hmm.
because I searched for answers. Because I didn't know what that means. Because we had a good relationship, but
Yeah.
it wasn't sexual or nothing in between there.
Yeah.
It was just, friends. And when she asked me that and I saw that she is sad about it and went away, I was meditating for an hour. That was so crazy because I went into the meditation and they talking about sacral chakra. That meditation open your sacral chakra.
What is
That's a energy point
Okay.
in this area.
Okay.
And you try to focus on it and try to open it because you know, oh, if I have a problem right now in relationships, maybe I need to open my sacral chakra. That's what New Age said.
Wow.
If you have a problem with, I don't know, what was it?
Depression?
With saying your mind,
Okay.
like saying yes or no, then you need to open this chakra. I
Okay.
forgot the name about it.
Yeah.
Throat. Don't know.
Throat? Yeah.
Yeah, throat chakra.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I focused on that. Open it, went into it. And that, I felt like something was solving right now through this meditation.
Yeah.
And it felt like, oh no, I am clear now. I think I love her.
Wow.
It was turning my
Yeah.
mindset through 1 hour or in this 1 hour.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I told her the wrong way. I should told her that I really love her.
Yeah.
And then she she came back, and I was so excited and said, "Oh, I think I really want you to be with me, and
Yeah.
maybe we should figure out what it means. And I'm so sorry that I told you no." And yeah,
Wow.
but it didn't last.
Yeah.
Of course, it didn't
Exactly.
last. There was no love. There
Mm.
was no. I just knew it's not right.
Mm.
I kept the focus on things that are
Your own desires.
yeah
It was always
true.
about you.
Yeah.
Like always came back to you.
Hmm.
Meditation is about that, finding
Yeah.
yourself, being your own God, putting yourself above everyone else.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that hurts her more than I would left her in that one moment, because she was thinking still I love her and we could start a relationship, but I couldn't let her in. Of course I couldn't let her in because I couldn't I didn't know about how should I be with a woman then,
Mm-hmm.
and how should I find her attracted or
Yeah.
to love her more than a friend. I couldn't enter.
Yeah.
So, and that was hurting her much more
Yeah.
than leaving her in this early state.
Yeah. Wow. So how did that everything that you experienced? What was the lie about that? Like, how did you overcome that? And how did you come to when you came to know who Jesus is in your life?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that. Like, how did Jesus change your life?
That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
Really, it's awesome because when he entered my life, I was on a journey
Yeah.
and I left everything behind. I quit the job, I quit the apartment where I lived, I quit all the relationships I had. I left everything behind, also my furnitures.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Wow.
nothing than just my backpack and my tent,
Yeah.
and starting into this journey of survival.
Mm-hmm.
Try to prove myself
Yeah.
and the strong women, and to also to find a new life.
Yeah.
I said to my family, I will search for God now.
Oh,
Really,
wow.
search for him. I knew if I wouldn't find him, I need to kill myself. Not that I really wanted, but I need to do that
Okay.
because I couldn't find any purpose anymore.
Mm.
That was the last, for me it was the last opportunity. Yeah, then I started to travel into an ashram first for 1 week.
What is that?
Ashram is a yoga center
Oh, okay.
where you do all this crazy shamanism
Oh, okay.
and yoga stuff.
Yeah. Do you know shamanism?
Yeah.
Can you explain?
So shamanism is they try to heal with ancestor ghosts.
Okay.
Trying to also they like what Inga was telling about. They doing the drum.
Oh, okay.
They inviting all the ghosts
Oh, okay.
and souls, and they try to heal through these ghosts.
Yeah.
And all the people who are there, they getting involved in all this ceremony.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in this week when I also did the shamanism yoga. The snake was coming inside of me. I thought I'm a snake now, and that's
Wow.
much better because there's so much pride in the snake.
Yeah.
And I felt it. There's so much pride, and I felt so much stronger.
Yeah.
Always when I remember the snake,
Mm-hmm.
remembered the snake,
Yeah.
it was like magic, wonder. I felt proud again and walking more deeper into my pride. I
Yeah.
think so. And after this week, I was staying on a road that there was just
Straight path.
less vehicles. So it was Sunday, I guess.
Okay.
Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. It was really really less vehicle there.
Yeah.
And I thought nobody will. I was hitchhiking.
Oh, okay.
Nobody will stop there. And I was so powerless on this morning.
Wow.
Couldn't laugh because when I was hitchhiking, I thought positive energy will make somebody stop. So I always laughed and said, "Hey, hey, hey, hey."
Yeah.
And on this day, I was so powerless and thought, okay, I just put out my thumb and maybe somebody stops, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no energy for think about that. And there were a car right after a few seconds when I put out the thumb, stopping in front of me in the, how do you call that?
Curve?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right in the curve. It was a wonder.
Yeah.
And there was a cross on the back.
You said, "Oh gosh." No,
Yeah,
no, just keep going.
Yeah, no, I just, no. I wanted to enter because that was the only option I
Yeah.
had, I thought. And this man was coming out, and I thought that will be an old man, but he was like a few years older than me.
Yeah.
And he was watching me with his eyes and just
Absorbing.
he saw,
Yeah.
he observes me, but he saw me and he was so friendly.
Yeah.
He wasn't confused or lost in, oh, I just read. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know where you stopped?
Yeah.
Okay. We're back.
Yes.
Battery died.
Yeah, he was so clear and observing me, watching me, and put me into his car with a big backpack.
Yeah.
But he didn't had so much space. Yeah, he was in the car with his family, so his wife was sitting there and the 3 kids. And I was sitting behind of them.
Yeah.
And just observing them and asking, and I was so excited
Yeah.
to figure out who they are and why they are believing in Jesus.
Yeah.
And they told me about it, I think like 30 minutes. We talked about
Wow.
it, and I was questioning all the time.
Yeah.
Why do you believe in God? And why do you believe in God of the Bible? Because I knew it from my father, but couldn't believe that young people that are clear believe in Jesus.
Wow.
So I was so confused about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing for me, but still questioning. After that, they bring me to the train. When I entered the train, I had a fight of 2 hours maybe inside of my mind.
Okay.
And fight it between, is that real or isn't it real? Is that really true?
Yeah.
But and after all this fight, I decided to go my own way further.
Yeah.
Because I didn't believe that this is the true thing. I couldn't believe that Jesus is the true thing.
So you try to prove it wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still, I wanted to be free. That was the top of everything. I want to be free. And I couldn't see it in Jesus. So I decided to go my own way. They left me the number of them.
Okay.
And I messaged them 2 weeks after maybe, or 1 month. But they
Wow.
didn't answer. So, yeah.
Oh, God.
So I thought, okay, maybe they don't want to talk to me again. And yeah, then I went on. Things happened that really confused me because I thought the world is good.
Yeah.
People are good, but there were things happening that damaged me much more than I was.
Yeah.
And I need to see people are not good and the world is not good and I'm not safe.
Yeah.
And still I had the Bible with me because my father was giving me the Bible and said, you need to read in that, you need to take it with you. And sometimes I read in it from the first chapter and I couldn't believe what's standing there. I was reading it in the tent. I was everything was so cold and
You're having goosebumps.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a headlight and reading it full of fear because I was so anxious about if somebody would come into my tent. That was in Bosnia, I remember.
Yeah.
And I read the first chapter of Moses.
Wow.
And then when I read Inga, was heißt Gott reute es? Like God are not happy about us.
Okay.
He don't like us or how we developed. Or,
You just kept sinning all the time. Yeah.
Then I closed it and I was crying and said, God, this is not who you said you are. Is that true? No, that's not true. No, that's not true. No, that's not true. And after that, I didn't open it again. And when I was in Greece, I was much more damaged then
Yeah.
and full of anger. Then I left the Bible in a community.
Okay.
It was also a fight. I tried to keep it with me, but I left it there because I thought I really decided these are lies. I couldn't believe in the Bible. Really not. And I want to leave it here. I want to leave it here. I need to
Yeah.
tell me that all the time, but because something inside of me want to keep it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why.
Wow.
Because I thought about I wanted to be good for my father,
Yeah.
my own father. And that's what I don't wanted to accept. I don't want to be good for him. I decided against the Bible
Okay.
and do my own thing.
Again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
again. And after I think 4 weeks,
Yeah.
I stopped in Turkey and get a hostel, a room there. That was the first time when I booked a room
Okay.
because I knew I couldn't walk anymore now.
Mm.
I really couldn't do any step forward because I was so damaged inside of my head. My body don't want to get
Continue.
any risk. Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't carry anything anymore.
Wow.
No risk anymore.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I decided to stop and to think about what should I do now,
Yeah.
because I knew the way back is closed.
Yeah.
I thought about that. And the way further is also closed because I couldn't move on anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. I think after 3 weeks of being so lonely and anxious without any plans anymore,
Mm.
God came.
Wow.
I mean, Jesus came.
Wow.
So he really showed that he is there. And that was through New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
I was laying on the bed and just writing. I was always writing or drawing.
Like note taking.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was one point I was doing rituals and everything in that night to clean myself
Okay.
with to going into the new year
Okay.
with a clean mindset. So I cleaned everything with the smoke.
Wow.
And writing a lots of stuff
Yeah.
and drawing, try to make myself feel comfortable. Yeah, then I start to pray. I think it was 3 a.m., could be 3 a.m. I start to pray because God opened the door. That was first time I didn't had a feeling that I pray to the wall.
Wow.
It was coming
Yeah.
through. I knew he listened to me right now.
Mm.
And that was amazing.
Yeah.
So I shouted at him. I said, because my father was telling me once, you can say God everything. Like what you feel, also anger, everything.
Yeah.
You can tell him everything. He will understand. And that was coming to my mind in this night. Don't know why, but I kept it. And then I started shouting at him, said to him, God, why did you do that? Did you saw me all this way? Did you send me there?
Yeah.
Did you send me in all these bad situations?
Wow.
Did you send it?
Yeah.
Did you saw me?
Did you do this to me?
Yeah, everything. I told him everything that was lying really hard on my soul, and
Yeah.
he was listening all the
Wow.
time. And through this
Experience?
he changed also my mind. He makes me more humble through this prayer.
Wow.
It was a prayer through hours,
Yeah.
and it was really after that I was really
Peaceful?
more peaceful.
Wow.
Not really, but more peaceful.
Yeah.
And then I slept maybe 2 hours,
Yeah.
getting a bit of sleep. And when I woke up, I saw a message from the Christian people,
Wow.
the family. They were telling me the gospel
Mm.
on the 1st of January. And I asked them, why did you send me this message right now? Because I was sending you the SMS months ago. And
Yeah.
they said, oh, we answered you. Don't you receive the answer?
Yeah.
I said, no.
Oh,
They said, okay, maybe God
Wow.
wanted like that.
yeah.
I don't know. And then I went on Instagram and I knew Inga through Instagram because she was also doing the New Age stuff and I was following her for maybe a year. And then I saw a post of her. That was the first post I saw from her because I didn't went into Instagram for a year or
Yeah.
longer. And that day I went into Instagram because I had a call or something to open it,
Yeah.
I thought. And then I saw a post of her, something with the Bible. Don't know. It
Oh
was,
wow. It's probably like a verse.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it was, but I know it was something with the Bible.
Okay.
And then I had the gospel and I had this,
Encounter.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I questioned God if he is Jesus and the Bible.
Yeah.
And I was really attached through all these things.
Yeah.
And he opened my mind and he was making me feel and accepting that I'm a sinner.
Yeah.
That was the first time I called myself sinner.
Wow.
And it was so opening for me. Then I closed my eyes and I saw the cross
Yeah.
in front of me and I saw the hand of Jesus. And I knew if I would give him my hand, I accept that I'm a sinner and I need forgiveness.
Oh.
And it was full of love.
Wow.
Full of love, really.
Wow.
I never had this experience ever.
It's amazing.
Never. Never, never, never.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I entered. I gave him my hand and opened my eyes again. And I knew that he is here right now.
Mm.
I really knew that he is here.
Yeah.
And I felt a lot of, like the full backpack is falling down from my shoulders. Everything went away. This whole,
Like all that weight that you
Yeah,
had of like
yeah.
depression and anything, like just he took it all.
of course, I really could go on then.
Yeah.
I could travel again. That wasn't possible before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bring a lot of things back then, and hope. There was so much hope.
Wow.
And I didn't had a Bible yet,
Yeah.
so I talked to him all the time. Like I was preparing food for us,
Mm.
and I know it's kind of weird to think about it, but I was so in love with him, and I enjoyed his presence so much because I was so lonely before and so out of
Broken.
energy. Yeah, that I really want more, and I really want him to enjoy him
Yeah.
while eating, while writing, while
Yeah.
flying
Yeah.
through India. I mean, with the airplane.
And that love just even till today, it's the same kind of love. It just
Yes.
more and more, it just keeps getting better and better
yeah.
and better.
Yeah.
So yeah, the battery died. So we're picking it up. It died again.
Yeah.
This time was the camera. Yeah. But continue and we'll be finishing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I recognize that I still go my own way now
Okay.
in India. So I need to fly back to my father and coming home after 8 years.
Mm.
And God gave me everything I needed to come back home and to trust him.
Mm.
So I flied to Frankfurt again. And yeah, since then I enjoyed the community in Hoffnungskirche. So I entered the church.
Wow.
I entered community. I entered a relationship between my father and me that was never there before.
Wow.
I have new friends that are really there.
Yeah.
I mean, I really share my life now, and I try to invest in other people and trying to spread the gospel,
Yeah.
right? To keep a focus on serving God,
Okay.
having still I have a purpose now.
Yeah. Wow.
It really changed
Wow.
everything. There's no focus on myself. Sometimes it happened, but
Mm-hmm.
I have always the opportunity to change it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That is beautiful. I think it's I think we're good. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? Before we end, I just wanted to finish in prayer. Yeah. Lord, thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for providing for us every day. Forgive us for our sins, Lord. Guide our hearts. Protect us, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.